Friends, parents, and also citizens and advisors. My name is Carson, and today I want to present to you my 2-year research about tourism. However, since there's many disciplines in tourism, in this research of mine, I only focus on the tourist attraction of the city. Firstly, there's several parts that I want to focus on, which is the background of my research, the problems, the research I conducted before I did everything, basically my hypothesis, the data collection methods, the producers, the result of my data, and finally my conclusion. First, the background of my research. From what I can observe from my experience and the research I conducted, in the past few years, the city of Surabaya has been undergoing a process to make the city more developed. As a result, a sudden increase in tourist attractions and tourist spots have been opening or being discovered by people every single day. This leads to the increase of tourist attractions. In this study, I also focus mainly on those attractions that are free or have no entrance fee. The problem that I face when I conduct research is first, many of these tourist attractions that has been opening around the city have no entrance fee or are free to visit. The second problem that I consider is that many of these places are crowded all year long. So basically, when you go there, it's going to be empty or barely any people visiting them. And finally, are these types of tourist attractions a good investment for the city's economy, considering the fact that most of them are busy and not have many visitors all year round? From my research, I found out that the tourism industry makes about 2 to 10% of the total GDP of Surabaya. If you don't know what GDP is, it is the gross domestic product. This is used to calculate what value does the city have. Even though 2 to 10% doesn't seem a big percentage when compared to other things, but considering that the GDP per capita of Surabaya is about $5,000 to $6,000. 2 to 10% of it is a pretty big amount when we convert it. The next step is data collecting. For this step, there's 2 ways I use, which is the quantitative and the qualitative. For the quantitative method, I use Google Forms. Thanks to Google Forms, I was able to share this to many people and get the opinions of the citizens living in the city about this topic. For the qualitative, it's different from the Google form where there's many questions that people have to answer. Instead, this is an interview-based team where I interview 2 experts who have experience in this field of study. The methods and procedures. For the qualitative method, the first thing I did was to find an expert. Breaking this was a very hard process, as searching for an expert about tourism that I could find was pretty hard. So luckily there was teachers who would help me and they became my expert to help me with this research. For the qualitative method, for the first step I did was to make the Google form. To make the Google form not that boring, I filled it with mostly multiple choice questions or yes or questions, but also I include some short answer questions. The next step was sharing the questionnaire. Originally I thought it was not going to be a hard step since sharing it doesn't seem that hard, but to get the minimum requirement of respondents, it was hard. Luckily, with the help of friends, family and teachers, I was able to reach that minimum requirement. And the final step is, after getting all the respondents, I analyze the data and summarize it to see what's the people's opinion about this subject and this topic, and how do they say it affects with this city. Next, the result of my data. From this, because there's 2 out of the 20 plus questions. When asked about the tourism, all the respondents say that it has a good impact on the city, or that it helps the city in many different ways. And many of the respondents also agree that even always busy most of the time, is that they still help to bring people into the city. As a result, this still is a very good investment for the city. From what my experts say about the subject, the experts say that due to the help of the local government to help to develop the city more and more of the tourist attractions has been opening up since to make the city more developed. Tourism is one way that can help the city and improve it. And the expert also told me about how does this free tourist attraction help the economy of Surabaya. Most of the experts told me that they help because they help influence the creation of micro businesses that is happening in that area. Micro businesses basically are people selling around that distance. From all this, I conclude three things. The first thing is that even though we don't see that the tourist pattern is very crowded most of the time, they still have visitors. One reason that I got from my expert was that since this is a very competitive city, it has a very competitive vibe. As a result, the need for people to relax or to quote unquote healing has been increasing in these current years. As such, people have been looking for places where they can relax and also do it in a very cheap way. And since these cruise patterns are free, they can come and do whenever they want. So people tend to go there since how our brains usually function, we tend to like to get free things over the things that we have to pay. The second result that I found is that the free tourist attraction help to promote the increase of micro businesses as what I said before. These micro businesses help the economy of the people living in that area. And that, even though it doesn't sound very realistic, the government also gets help from these micro businesses opening that area. Since with every single business, micro or big, people have to pay taxes. As such, the government is also getting a small portion of that economy increase from the people. And the final result that I find is that even though not directly that this type of attraction helps the economy, they still help to increase many different areas of the economy of Surabaya. For example, is the culinary industry, transportation, agriculture, and accommodation of the city. This is it from my presentation. Thank you for listening.